2D animation in 2025 is thriving, and it's all because of streaming platforms. But why? Simple. Streaming has made 2D animation more accessible to the world, giving creators more freedom to choose what they make, and made sure more people than ever are watching. For years, people have thought that 2D animation was on its way out. Big studios focused more and more on 3D animation, and traditional hand drawn styles started disappearing from the mainstream media platforms. But then streaming platforms came in, and the script completely flipped. Streaming platforms not only brought 2D animation back to the forefront of media, but they also gave it a whole new life. And that's what I'm talking about today. So let's start with the first big change: how streaming has made 2D animation more accessible than ever. Back in the day, if you wanted to watch an animated series, you'd have to catch it on TV at a specific time, or buy an expensive DVD for the show. And if you lived outside the US, good luck finding certain shows at all. Streaming changed everything. Now, 2D animated shows are readily available worldwide at the click of a button. No waiting for air times, no missing episodes, and no expensive DVDs. Streaming platforms have completely changed the game for 2D animation. Before, animators had to work within strict industry limits, whether it was expensive traditional techniques or limited TV slots. But now, with new digital tools and streaming services, those barriers are gone. As researcher James Chambliss puts it, with digital tools at their disposal, animators are no longer bound by traditional constraints, allowing for a renaissance of 2D animation. And that's exactly what we're seeing today: more creative freedom, more independent projects, and a huge surge in 2D animated content worldwide. Because of streaming, 2D animation isn't just surviving, it's thriving. More people have access to it, which means bigger audiences and more demand. Looking at this data from a study done by Nielsen in 2024, you can see that streaming has increased engagement with older animated content, proving to us that animation still has a large audience. As animation's audience continues to grow larger, more and more regional restrictions are disappearing. Back in the early 2000s, if an animated series wasn't picked up for international distribution, people outside that country just wouldn't get to see it. Now, streaming platforms let 2D animation reach a global audience instantly. And we can see this with shows like Arcane and Invincible, whom both became global hits overnight, reaching audiences instantly in a way that just wouldn't have been possible in the cable TV era. So overall, streaming has massively expanded access to 2D animation both for audiences and for the people making it. It's made animated series available to more people in more places at any time, which has done numbers for its resurgence. But accessibility is just one part of the story. Another huge reason 2D animation has flourished on streaming platforms is the level of creative freedom it gives animators. And this is the second major change that streaming has made on animation's current state.